Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Set42 here, and today I am back with another college football prediction video. Today I'm talking about the Penn State Nittany Lions, who are 3-0 versus the Iowa Hawkeyes, who are also 3-0. Shocker. Iowa has scored more than 20 points this year, which is unbelievable if you're an Iowa Hawkeyes fan right now, because usually they're a low-scoring type of team. They're more defensive, and of course, this is going to be one of those games that Iowa plays a ranked opponent that's undefeated, and also could be potential that they could knock off Penn State, because they are the college football playoffs killer, pretty much. Iowa, they're ranked 25th in the country. That'll probably change tomorrow. And, of course, Penn State is ranked 7th. That'll probably also change tomorrow as well. This game will be played at Beaver Stadium, which is Penn State. I want to go and watch a game at Beaver Stadium at nighttime if it's like against Iowa or if it's against like Ohio State or Michigan. I would love to go there. I'm sure it's awesome just to be there. And, of course, like I said earlier, I believe the coverage will be on CBS, and the time is 7:30, which is another primetime game, September 23rd, 2023. And it'll probably be 68 with another rainy type of weather game. Okay, so as of every video, I like to go through the matchup predictor. I like to go through the season leaders, and of course the recent games that Penn State, which I predicted Penn State to beat Illinois by 14 points, and of course they only won by 17 points. Every Penn State fan probably thought that this game was going to be like a blowout. But I did say that Illinois was going to bring their A game against Penn State. And, of course, it was only 30 to 13-point game. I think it was like a low scoring a little bit, too, until Penn State scored at the end. I didn't watch that game. Iowa, on the other hand, they have scored 41 points. That's the most they've ever scored, in my opinion. Because they usually score 20 to less points, which is crazy in my opinion, which is funny. So they beat Utah State, they beat Iowa State, which that was a good game for them, and of course they killed Western Michigan. Well, actually that was kind of a close game in the first half, and I think that Iowa just went off, and we just went off. But all right, so the match predictor has Penn State winning with 86.8% over Iowa's 13.2% in the matchup predictors. And, of course, the season leaders, we have Cade McNamara, who's a former Michigan transfer, has struggled a little bit with Iowa, but, of course, they're 3-0 right now, and they've actually scored a lot more points under him as a quarterback than the previous, 5 years at Iowa. All right, so he had 38 completions to 71 attempts, 417 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. That needs to be worked on. And, of course, I think it's Dylan Eiler. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'll get that confused. I need to watch a video and to see how that is. But he has 59 completions to 88 attempts, 737 passing yards, and 4 touchdowns. We have Iowa with Williams for rushing. We have 19 carries, only 164 yards. Not too bad for Iowa. They are more of a running type of team as well. We have Allen for Penn State with 42 carries, 208 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns, so that is pretty good as well. We have Iowa for Lakey. I think it's probably Lachey. We have 10 receptions, 131 receiving yards, and 0 touchdowns. We have Lambert Smith, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, for Penn State with 13 receptions, 220 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he's done an excellent job with Penn State so far under James Franklin. So yeah, Penn State has done a great job so far with beating a lot of good teams. They beat Illinois, and they beat West Virginia pretty handedly. And so they've had a good season so far. Okay, so lastly we have the team stats. We have total yards. Let me zoom in on this a little bit so you guys can see better. All right, that should be. Can I not zoom in with my laptop? All right, there you go. All right, so we have total yards. We have Iowa with 302 total yards, which is kind of shocker. A lot of Iowa fans are probably shocked too. Penn State, we have 467.3, which is pretty good. Yards passing, 150.7 compared to 259.0 for Penn State. We have yards rushing, 151.3, not bad to compare to Penn State, which is pretty good for Penn State, 208.3. Yards allowed on defense, we have 286.0, and of course Penn State's 207.3. We have yards, passing yards allowed. We have 179.3 for Iowa, and of course Penn State's 170.7. And this is where it's gonna be the key points for both defenses, which is the running game. And both teams are pretty good stopping the run, with Iowa 106.7 to Penn State's 96.7. Man, this is going to be a tough prediction. I know both teams are actually really good. Iowa is that team that always beats teams that have the hope of making the college football playoffs, and of course they don't. And of course Iowa beats that team like Ohio State or or any other teams like Michigan type of thing as well. They are the college football playoffs team killer. But I think that since it's at Beaver Stadium, I still think Penn State may win by like minus 6 points. In my opinion, I'm going to go with minus 6 points against Iowa. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be like in the 20s, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I think that like Penn State's going to win by minus 6. And I think that like it's going to be like maybe 26 to like 20. It's going to be like something like a low-scoring game. It's going to be a very defensive game, in my opinion. A very low-scoring, running, and defensive type of game, in my opinion. I think that's what it is. And it's going to be a late rainy day as well. So who knows? All right, guys, it's Set42 here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you're an Iowa fan, and if you think that Iowa should win this game. Comment down below if you're a Penn State fan. Let me know as well. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. More college football videos on the way, and see you guys next time. Peace.